while since I streamed and since I'm playing. Oh, thank you. I thought I just streamed it. Hello. It's been a while since I streamed and since I'm playing. Kit Kat is back. I am back. And I've missed you all. Missed you all so much. But you can keep playing. My bird for that. I literally named my pet Noah, Yellow Moa, Big Bird. Because why not? Why the fuck not? It's a big bird. It's a big bird. Your mic is super muffled. I know. It is super muffled. I know. I can't fix that right now. And the reason why I haven't been streaming is because my mic is terrible. I've been streaming some issues lately, so I haven't streamed. I have moments where it doesn't pick me up at all, and I have moments where the camera will freeze, and I just have issues. Okay, just letting you know. Thank you, Pro, for letting me know. That's awesome of you. I think out of being a mod, you'd be an awesome mod. Not that. Nope. Not dying today. Really bird. Really bird. Duty dog. Duty. Nope. 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 Fight. Get too distracted. Nope. Ugh. Over aggroed. Over aggroed. Over aggroed. Over aggroed. Fight them! Fight them! Secret! Attack! Attack! Attack the dodo! Attack the dodo! You're supposed to be rezzing me, not rezzing yourself. Have you been post-play? Nope. Like me too or not? Wait, there's another nest. The nest is not. Oh, he's come on. Hello. Could use this to like for exercise. There it goes. I leveled up. Woohoo! I'm good, Cat. Start a new job in 2 days. Enjoy my 4-day weekend. Ooh, 4-day weekend. Nice. Big Bird. Big Bird! Breakfast smoky. I don't have alerts on this because I'm running Final Fantasy on a different software because on Streamlabs it's not picking up for whatever reason. Streamlabs doesn't want to pick up Final Fantasy. It just shows a black screen for Final Fantasy. That's one next down. Yeah, woohoo! Due to that phase. So I don't got alerts. So if people are sharing or liking, I can't tell you. I can't thank you. Kind of sad. Yes, according to my alert, you shared it. So thank you, Poe. Thank you, Poe. Thank you so much. Let's go! Well, I guess there's Bound Gaming in the house. What's up, Biz? How you feeling? Let's go. Yes, let's go. And I know, muffled, crazy, blurry, fucking straight. Yeah. But I'm still going. I still haven't got a response to this. Where's my bird? Oh, I guess he, yeah. How about that? Here, come back here. There you are. Hey, big bird, what's up? No, I'm not doing it. No, no. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. Lower not western. Okay, there's two passwords that I need. Okay. I'm looking for Discabuzzer. Please. My mom's useful. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Alport. Nope, I don't want to go to Alport. Nope, you're not useful. What am I looking for? Where are they? Ooh, here's something I need. Hi. Do you mind? Do you mind just dying? Yes. Die. No, that's one. I guess I have to have more than that. I guess I have... Yeah, I need three. Okay. You two. You come here. You come here and you die first, please. I don't need that for now. Yeah, you dead. Oh, you need more to drink, baby? Let me kill this last one and I'll give you something to drink, baby. Alright, let me get kiddo a drink. Okay, something. Literally trying to level up my rogue. One of the cool things about Final Fantasy is that I can be everything I want. So I got a bard, which is what I started off with. I got carpenter, rogue, leatherworker, fisherman, automatus. This one's actually still bard, but it's you can be it's another thing. Pheromone, pretty much healer. Gladiator. What is this one? Goldsmith. Hopeless. Miner. Weaver. Lancer. Clergy. Alchemist. Arcanist. Cultist. Marauder. Blacksmith. Farmersmith. Blue Mage. Samurai. And Red Mage. So, wait. 3, 4, 3. to be the baddest kitty around. I shall be unstoppable. Alright, to get the kiddos in. Okay. I shall be unstoppable. I shall be the baddest Mukute ever. Okay, the baddest kitty around. So I'm leveling up everything to 8. I'm gonna be that badass. People gonna be like, don't mess with that cat. See what? Head use that. Yep. That is my goal. Let's see. Still need a killer mantis and Pukatsu. Okay. Let's Pukatsu. I'm gonna be to find where is it located? Okay, Skull Valley. Well, I'm in Skull Valley, so I should be able to find those. No problem. They're in Skull Valley as well. So, Skull Valley and Skull Valley. So they should be around here. Let's look for them. Oh, hey, Killer Mantis. Hello. I'm here to kill you. You may call yourself Killer, but I shall obey you. Dead. Nice knowing you. Hey. Wait. Hey. Oh, it requires 2 killer mantis. Okay, cool. Hi. I can get another one. Not enough. Okay. Let's do that. Alright, I'm looking for a Pikachu. Oh. Which one's attacking? Yeah, I messed with that. Run! Okay. Yeah, messed with that. Run. My armor sucks. I know the design, it looks so terrible. I'm like wearing a winter hat, like, what I had that was the best armor. Hey, you there, you makes it better. I need to stop. I need some armor. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Yep. Better. Nothing needs to do. Nothing. Okay. Where is this other one? Why is it so hard to find Pikachu? I'm probably just saying it wrong. Oh, there's so many. Fireflies. I'm going overboard. Okay, oh god. Go to level 44. Baffled. That is not where I want to go. That is Skull Valley. So they gotta be here somewhere, right? Oh, there's another person. Wow! Which one of these dumbasses attacked me? I'm gonna go sit the bard and run the MSQ for a little bit. My bard. My bard. Yeah. I like my bard. Okay, teleport. Where am I going? Yeah, this is what I normally run around in. I'm running around in the wintry areas, like, wearing this, and everyone's like, aren't you cold? I'm like, nah, I'm a coattail. We got fur. We don't need that heavy garb to protect us in the winter. That's my philosophy. Okay, now I'm in the sun. So, MS2, I've gone quite a bit. I finished the first story from when we last played, and I'll probably play it through on Daggers again. But, we defeat 3 primals, which is gods, and now there's we defeated 4 primals. And now someone's been wounded and we're going to talk to him to figure out what's going on. Oh, and we helped save a race. We helped refugees by housing them in our new headquarters and Revenant Hole. There's a lot that I have done with the story. Okay? Why not? Ooh, she's a foxy. How are you a fox? How is she Mikote in a rock? And one. Okay, I'm not even happy. Hey, you're not wounded. They lied to me.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence.
He has some carrots, and he's wearing like a Christmas hat. Oh, wait,
so
no,
where
no.
do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Ala Mhigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight.
Kick butt. Okay, I will kick butt. Once it's low.
This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry.
I'm gonna the rare people who
The
actually
manner
like to
of
read
Lord
stories.
Lodorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence.
The sad thing is, we all know, in a cutscene earlier, it was one of the monetarists that helped fund the revulsion. He felt pity that the other people were not getting it, and he helped revolt it, and in fact encouraged it. So, that's fun.
That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Why it was chosen. Alright, let's see. Spell speed. No, I need direct hit. Man, my armor's the best. Hey! Let's see. The oil. I told you before, it was all but inevitable. There's an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the risen tension with the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will come with me to Hall of Flame. I have heard what General Ruban has to say upon the matter. Alright, the Hall of Flame. Okay. What is the Hall of Flame? Oh, it's just around the corner. Okay. I've been there countless times and I'm still a lot. My armor. What do you think of my armor? It's not much of armor. It's not much armor. But it looks cool. And actually, my armor is glammed up. It's actually, I look like a freaking jester underneath this glam. It's a spell, if you will. What I have on is pretty much a spell to make my armor look different. I don't actually look like this. I look like a freaking clown. I'm wearing a jester outfit. Just the job. Now is not the time, Alley Cat. My hands are full dealing with refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Aptionatus, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your cryuses. My memory of the riots are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territory. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Asylum. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but process is slow. They are damnable elusive. I can well imagine, given the majority of refugees live outside the wall, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they come to be so well prepared. Before Megal incident, several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with military weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. Not to deny the tension between the older citizenry and the refugee population has increased the domains were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms and lamely of food? I think not. What of those who have not even a single skill to spend, who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flame? Surely they would have sell a weapon than bring it to bear against the benefactors. Come to the point. Very well, my point, General, is that this hurricane of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. If I do not have time to discuss it, my guts will return in me. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the Monterists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultanate have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Alatat. Therefore, I propose to conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in a settlement suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may bow at a request from such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well, then, shall we? I already know who did it. We saw the cutscene. Well, I saw the cutscene. Hey, Commander Smith, what's up? You look as though you have something to say, Alatat B. What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the life of countless soldiers would be brief. Even so, there is lived in England an able individual may be better suited to the task than a regiment. Very well. The brass blades reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the blades posted there. Alright, let's go there. Let's go. To Lost Hope. What is Lost Hope? Okay. It's a panda. Is that real panda? Okay. Alrighty. Off I go to talk to someone about something or another. MS2. I'm doing this because actually I love the story. The story is developing quite interesting. I wish I had thought of downloading a different software to share it sooner, but the story has been interesting. Okay, there's two people to talk to. Lyric and Almberga. Hey, look, I'm confused. What brings you to adventure? A search for refugees? Well then, you've come to the right place. You mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most people lost hope, have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsides have trouble understanding that, like the merchant who passed through recently. Gorgeous fellow, an awful opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Okay. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I am increasingly concerned that Zazaweka's suspicions were correct. You don't like the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind, speak with Zazaweka. He will explain everything. I have no clue what he's talking about. Yep, like I said. I was thinking but now I'm running the story because I'm trying to there's a point in the story that unlocks apartments and I have enough money for gills, as I call them, to get it, and I have the rank. I just have to get to the third MS2 to get my place. So that's what I'm doing. Don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face. Aren't you? Are you not that woman from the Church of Saints, Adama Landama? 1,000 pardons, my friend. I mistook you for one of those thugs who've been tormenting us. If Leifric bids you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. God be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under the frantic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account, and taking that which owed a childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now, one of our idolists have returned to Ever. The madness of the merchant plan is plain for all to see. Look behind, look behind yonder tent, and you will understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently. So traumatized he is by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I cannot make little sense of his words, beyond the fact that he is not alone in surviving. And yet I have no doubt that merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I bid you find them before he does. Got his kick. Yeah, I got this. Okay. It's a tongue tie. Lots of these. What are you doing? Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Why don't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Okay. Now we're supposed to. What we do is we right click and then we press SOOD /3 and we attack. Calm down. It's okay. Who are you? What do you want? Ah, it's true. I followed the merchant and made the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fate. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. They split us up into two groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with them, but they started arguing, and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and, oh God, the other group, they're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Okay. Uh-oh. So the flames are the good guys, and merchants are pretty much being manipulated, and they're being pinned against each other. Okay. Terrified refugee would find his brethren sent them to lay down their arms. Okay. The other refugees are hiding in the cave south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of Sultanate and try and kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even do the deeds themselves. They talked on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones who sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had ever listened to the merchant's ridiculous claim. He said our cause was righteous, that gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though, if they were forced to confront reality, that's it. Challenge the twins to combat. Show my brethren that their strongest soldiers are no match for one woman. Mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Great. Well, I chose to be a woman, so that's great. I chose to be a woman. Yeah. Point out that I'm a woman. I mean, what if I chose to be a guy? Would it say one person instead of woman? Yeah, I'm not computing this. I could. But I'm not going to. The story is further. Okay, where am I going? Come on, big bird, we're going. Oh, there it is. Desperate refugee. Seven heavens, they found it. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. So this your game, is it? Aha, sorry to disappoint, lass, but we're more than willing to kill your ourselves. Okay. Oh wow, more people. Can I get a break? I mean, I'm literally not even kidding. I'm literally going to convince you not to fight. Then I'm fighting. I don't get this. Story narrative. Okay, bite you now. And then speak with the desperate refuge. Moving out there. You beat him like that was nothing. Wow, almighty, what do we do? We're gonna do now? I don't know, maybe all of you should, like, I don't know, renounce your fighting and come back with me. Look at that now. I want one of those now. I like my bird though. Hey, certified refugee. What's up? You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What is this friend? What happened? I see. Well, you have no choice. Better than a handful of men taking a beating from you than a lot getting butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? He wasn't there. What? Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others. Yeah, I guess they want Steven. Steven sounds better. Critical hit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do the Aurora Choker. A merchant wishes to approach the refugees and Stoneville, but was awaiting with the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop them from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to brilliance. So we're supposed to find a merchant and tell him to stop it. So it's only stone throw, which is right there. Okay. One of the cool things about mount, the flying mount that you get after finishing the first shoot. Okay, you get your mount in the first story, and then after you complete it, suddenly your mount can fly. That's what happened. Now, I don't think that's originally how it went. I think you kind of earned that ability, but now with all the other stories having come and gone, explore the story if you do. Your mount can just suddenly fly. Where is this? for Darius L. Hey, fine. What's wrong? Sybil, have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with you. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Bulldog. The man said they were going to change everything, make us so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry. I got scared. Say, miss, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. Should I say looking for a merchant or just looking for someone stealing up trouble? I'm gonna do looking for a merchant. Why not? You mean the man who left my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, over there. Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You, he's getting away. Go get him, miss. I just wasted one. Oh well. Nope, it's another one. Those are hard to come by. I'll keep asking you. Good copper song. There you go. Thank you. You can't run away from the baddest tea in the world. You again? What? Why are you pursuing me? Sedation, treason, revolution, that's preposterous. Who have filled your head with these lies, refugees, the self-shame revenue, who terrorize the streets of Bulldog? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to Hearth of Flame. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let us say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think that I give a coin's ass about politics? It's business. Only business. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if we agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Well, he's dead. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out in this area. The killer may still be close. Well, he was gonna tell me everything, and now he's dead. cold adventurer, I would know more about the relationship with the victim, as well as the event leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riot may have his own murder a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious that you are not the one whom you seek. You may carry on your investigation, Scion. Report to Swift, Holoflame. To the Holoflames I go. Alright, continuing. Report meet the broker. See, that's good. Hey, MSQ. What news, Alex? Where is the merchant? He is dead. Someone killed him. Murdered? Damn it all, the seventh hell. He was not simply murdered, he was silenced. Too many knew his fate, and he was ready to divulge his secret. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute. You there. I want to sell something. Nope, I can't sell something. Okay. I can't sell to you. There's someone nearby so I can sell to. Yeah, there's a merchant right down here. Hey, Mobile. I'm gonna close here. It'll work. Let's sell you. Sell. Yeah. I can always find more of these donations. I can always find more. All of these places is nice. Go kill a bunch of different people. I know they're right. Okay. Alright. Back to the store. We sell that. Wow. Commander, I need to talk to you. Alright, let's see. Slip of a message for you for the general movement. Okay. So let's see. First things first. Do I have anything to flatter myself? Yes, I do. What? Accept. The Flame General left word that you were proceeded to the fragrance chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of our own discovery, our own investigation. Master Alpinus has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray, proceed to the girl who made with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Okay, I'll talk to him. There you go. I'll make this better armor. Alright, where'd that leave it at? To the Adventure Guild I go. I'm going all the way over here. Okay. I love being a bard. The greatest thing you can do is action +4. Ethernet. To the Chamber of Rules. Bartholomew, what's up? We've been expecting you, madam. Please shoot inside. Let's see that.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. flight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Olagon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Olagon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
I should be glad to know the truth, and yet thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? If they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activity and dispute territory. Fortunately, you're already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Kitty. Pray, keep us informed on any development in Cartanua. Begone, whelp. This is no place for children. Simple, stop. I'm sorry. Oh. I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? And I tell the full story. So you visited Nathra as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with them? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else starts. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. Oh, I'll take her to Quicksand. Mayhap Mumada will know what to do. Sigh, Elisa Garland, and Aether-starred Primal. Even dealing with an Ascion would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Nymphelia is too ambitious. We brush hither and yon and respond to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and others. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Alicat, this is Melissa. I know that this is sudden, but I must ask you to turn to Reverend Toll with all due haste. The situation in 12 Woods has taken a turn for the worse. I'll explain the detail once you arrive. The 12 Woods. Then the frowning threat she spoke of before has been confirmed, and I received no report of Ixtal activity, which leaves the 6th. Go, Alicat. You know as well as I that the experience of a primal takes sudden precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the Atticus. Who's the boss, in other words? While I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. Oh, well, that's why. Oh, baby. All right. To the rising sun stops in Nymphelia. Nymphelia! Hey, that's it. Okay. I never really thought that. Okay, I don't. Everyone else has names. Yada. Papa Emo. I recognize everyone else. Alright. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale, Alicat. The latest news from Ul'dah, the most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphonse suffered was his ego. Doubtless they will heal ere long. The other signs will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon the man. I am back. I'm back. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. What's up? Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Registered, I should not have summoned you when it were it not urgent to business. Then, Retro! What up, Retro? How are you doing this lovely morning? Or afternoon, my bad. Afternoon. How are you? So used to streaming in the morning. What is up, Retro Smoke Gaming? How you doing? Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent to bless this thing. I received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Orders. Adars. They have reason. Finally able to catch you. I am well. Love, missed you. Oh, I missed you too. It's been a while since I've been able to catch you as well. I have missed you as well. I reason believe there's a Sith may have called forth their reverent guardian, the Primal Ramu. Oh, I know that. Sorry, mayhap, then it is not certain. The elder Seedseer informed us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levies returning to the forest. The Sithline, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, Ascetics, but the fact need not contradict the elemental testimony. Unlike his more precocious compeer, Garuda, and so on, Rami is dispute to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to direct danger to the Siths of their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Will we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? I'm glad you finally were able to catch me, Retro. In preparation for a summoning ritual, you were indeed underway. Thou would surely not have excused or noticed. Oh, I didn't. I was pretty sure I was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this inevitably? And did not to prevent it? I told Papaluma. I suppose I could have reported things to Nymphaea earlier, but this honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sith feel about people poking around in their territory? There was someone around me once, right after the calamity. That was because the Garland came tramping through their forest. And so as long as the Caston Foreign stand, the Sith cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. And Yada and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud that alas we did not foresee. But by all accounts, the recent violence of Udall drove a number of refugees into seeking safety under the concealment and canopies of the trees. Get it, Kit Kat? Oh, I'm getting it. Thanks, okay. Dislike the Sylphs feed this panic migration as yet another invasion and quicken their efforts to summon a god. I put in my Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of man who should pave the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what matters of place Eorzea would be without the civilized influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Alicat, through their dealings with the Sifts of Little Solus, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gardenia. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sifts so fruitfully in the past not achieve a similar success with their patron beauty? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. I fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with beastmen since the immoral. But maybe this time we can. Let us continue this discussion anew. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Rumu's presence. The elder Seer has requested your personal involvement, Alicat. Pray report to Commander Hilorix and the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steer yourself for the most while I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter. Experience tests that your meeting with the Lord of Leaving will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Dang, that's a lot of reading. It is a lot of reading. Okay, well, to the Adder's Nest. So, good stuff. Yeah. Oh, let's take our knife. Yeah, the twin adders is actually where Lieutenant Alicat lives. So. Thank you. Russell, thank you for the like. I can't see who's liking everything. So thank you, Russell, for the like, and then 2 other people liked it. And Sean. So thank you, Russell, for the like. I just saw it. I sent it. Not getting notifications right now because I'm using a different software today than normal so that I can stream it. I was using it, not looking at that. Okay. Oh, what oh, hey. Lieutenant Kate, your arrival has been much anticipated. The appearance of a final is ever cause of alarm and unease. For my men stand ready for an inevitable. I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The elders Seer, however, will speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic rather than tutorial skills may rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nabok's altar, the conjure, and Tim will knit you to the lotus stone. Okay, cool. Now where's this? Over here. There's so much to read. It's tongue-tying. Sometime tonight I gotta take my math test. Another thing that's keeping me from singing. Knock, 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 English school. You got a side quest for me. I got all these quests over here. Like, but there's tons of quests that I have. And they're all side. A lot of them require dungeons and such, and I just... I'm much newer to the game, and so I don't have that many people helping me out with the quest. Okay. The other signs have already arrived at it. May I show you them? Yes, let's go. Let's go. The other signs? I thought I was gonna leave. Oh, wow. They're all here. Painted, Yada, Takuma, Star. I have some here. Wow. Okay.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Well, that sounds bad. All of yours here. I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramada himself, an unalienable task. Unalienable task. One for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I was told that your fellow science are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak. We might ascertain the location where the Lord of Liberty might be found. Would ask that you abide here while they return with their guns. While we leave. Probably. Yeah. Let's go. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Science finished their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. The ones returned with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Rama. The timing is impeccable, my daughter friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to a fellow science? It would be this one's pleasure, walking one. Please come with this one. Okay. I'm going all the way there. Okay. Come here, feathery friend. Wise one adventured deep within the Scythe, and this one must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones. This one is most shy. This one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Rama, and this one may turn mean and nasty to touch one. This one must say farewell for now. Walking one will find wise ones not far from here. To the south, go and save the walking one. Papillon. So, it's actually you. I'm Marie. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those concluded civil restrictions. I swear, with them wreaking havoc, with their skin-changing magic, it is a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it is quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Yeso's face when the one impersonating me suddenly showed up. It's quite enough, Papillon. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble, so. At any rate, I was saying I finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I've reached the unfeasible conclusion that, with that, Rama was called forth in the vicinity of the Easteria. Come, Alicat, the Lord of Leaning awaits. 11 awaits. Okay. Lord 11.
betrays thee, Sir Hyde. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
Yep, I killed all four of them.
I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking? Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Ah. Well, while I wait, I can work on my road story. Let's see. Let's work on the road while I wait. Okay. Oh, and I have broke story. I think I did it while I was there. Oh yeah, I gotta level myself up still. That's right. Okay, area that I can handle myself in. Let's go to Countryside. I'm almost to 15. So close. Let's see. Waiting on a dungeon. So close. Okay. Lower, western, upper. Let's go to the upper, why not? Dang, that's really high. I don't know if I can survive down. That's not something hard. Gotcha. But where is it upper? Wild wolf and bumblebee. They're in Oakhurst. What is it? Okay. The Oakhurst is up. wait. Okay, lower. Lower. Yeah, I'm waiting for dungeon to so. Someone did, I thought I'd level my rogue. Once it commences, I'm gonna switch to class. What do I need? Morty mold and Edward. Arms. That's good. What is that? That's okay. What do you like about it? So right over here. Stop it. Ah. That doesn't take long. One more. One more. Wild Jackal. Not what I was looking for. Wild Jackal. One more. There they are. Found one. Alright. Well, that leveled my rogue up. I'm still here. Took a nap with I put you to sleep. Was it my reading? Wasn't my reading? Did I put you to sleep with my readings? I'm still here. Thank you both for hanging out. That's all I can ask. It's only to hang out with you. Okay. I don't know where I'm going. I'm working on the road while I wait for this party to keep up. I still need keep you ready for the tank. While I'm waiting on that, I thought I might as well do side quest. Well, not side quest, these are just important. Side stories. They're side stories. Yeah. Every class has their own story. There's a class. Every class has their own. I don't know. There's a rogue class. Oh, rogue. Hey, Dad. What up, deal, Matthew? I got just the more I was hoping to see. We've seen some nasty trouble for us. A client on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot in the Stray Inn on this as well. It might be a right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the client arrived. Our guest has come from Maelstrom Command. There's confidential orders direct from the Admiral himself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. Since several days ago, when an emancipated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon discovering the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery and claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducted him and many others to sell at a black market abduction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a merchant's settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did it unkindly fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates never even heard of the code. Those being honest calls and dipping their whips in slave trade, they headed right way for a good sap. Though it ain't set down in so many ways, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those as raising blades against them. After all, the first pirates and the part were cold, fleeing oppression in the Northern Sea, ignored their history and risked becoming what it was hated most. So, a mark for us then? That would give. From the prescription given to us by the escaped village, we determined that the lawbreakers are members of Jolly Merchant, a pirate crew, and possessors of an official pirateering license. It would appear, however, that the pirateering was not but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activity. One can only imagine how many others Venetian citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slaves. We let it happen right under our noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution, and this ignominy, and merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold, proving heavenly tax to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that run the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and dicing undue panic. Thus, do we come to the Rogue Guild for help. We ask you to eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers fleeing in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. The computer's right, but those nasty codes steal our short blades, clicking into their backs so enjoy it for a brief moment of regret after the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'm going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Rivet, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom investigation, and see that you can meddle with the cold what have already been told. Alacat, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Next step in piracy. We lost. Okay. So we get after this slaving flotsam. Our parents tell me that the Jolly Merchantman set sail for Alport a few bells ago. Oh, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to renew the Admiral's flag. I reckon the rest of the crew will be back on land looking to snap the shackles of these pecker saddle. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly masters got a fibbing about the roughman and lower la Misco. They've been hove over on Mulberry Dry Docks by the name of Old Bow. What'll likely know the bull story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his slaves keen for the kill. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon. Okay. Has a mouse. Dad. So much reading and not just getting dry. Okay, gonna be a long wait. It's taking a while. I could mess with a friend of mine. She said anytime I need someone for anytime I need someone for a dungeon, she's down. I know what you are, and what can old Swisher do for you? Hunting down Jolly Mush slavers, well, that explains a few things. I keep an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see. When I spied odd trio off in the distance, the rough-looking thought, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was putting along another block than this poor, skinny lad. I've seen whipped crews less miserable than those two being herded. Last I saw, they were heading south, but you're saying about the slavery business is true. The no Jolly is not going to walk his charges all the way to Margate, no. His leg has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver heading south, my vessel would be hiding somewhere along the salt strand, but doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? You'd best go on ahead. I'll point him on the right direction when he gets here. Hopping on. There goes the tank. Oh, dude, he's gonna pop on. Yeah. Wait, this one? What is it? Oh, that's a levy. Speaking of which, what letters do I need for my upgrade my letter? I need for let's see, what letter is this? I need Camp Blue Fog, Whitman's Front, and St. Knox Front. Okay, those are the letters I need for my upgrading my journal. Doing this journal. Yeah, and what? So this, I have a relic for my bard. A relic is like a special weapon you can upgrade. Oh hey, you guys have some skill. Ah, you can't locate it. That's upsetting. Oh well. Hey Jack. Came through for us. Hey, now what do we got here? This one looks like a charm. Spot move, I told you. You peg leg, Grommo, all those quicker, and you miserable sack of shit. Oh, maybe you need another drafting, is that it? You already forgot what happened when you tried me generous patience. I'm sorry, please. No more feeding. We're walking as fast as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat. You shut your trap. We'll get back when we reach the other side. Yeah, but Todd, where are you taking us? Are you challenging me? Or is this plain fact? It's horseshit. Keep the beast's mouth shut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Leviathan's scary eyes. She's keeping it. Listen, we're heading to Albert, alright? That's where me and the shipmate gathered to take stock or the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others are looking for lasses. Oh no, keep the rich bastards happy. We make more coins than we ever did scrapping the Emperor's war galleys. Not that you care that, I suppose. What matters is that you'll be loaded on the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to good God knows where, and the Lemessa be distant memory. So if I were you, I'd fill the empty belly with some old, big gob full of sweet Lanuska seafood. I swore tempted for the blade, twist in his eye, here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to the an output. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The Jolly Merchant get their due. Don't you worry about it. They're gone. We best hurry to Alport, unless there's a quicker way than a ferry. What leaves for Canoe, Keep 4. I'll meet you across the water last. Okay. Okay. I gotta fix it. Finish this second. Okay. More wait time, but it's okay. More time working on the road. Just a quick stop. Gotta put my boy to bed. Have a great one, Cat. You too. Thank you so much for stopping in, Simon. Thank you so much. That is the outfit. Jolly Merchant Cove, still with the factory, seems to have taken a broom under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight, all the brass eye, it's an old slater trick. See, even if the Some Cole recognized the merchandise only a single handler could phone. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent, while the mates is marched off to try couple. You can beat this in bloody murder for any prisoner. What raised a cool and cry. Patience, Rabbi. We're just waiting till we're sure that all these blackguards arrive. Meanwhile, you better stay firmly established. You've a busy night ahead of us. I can't go on an instant. I'm working on a story. If I go on an instant, it's gonna take me out of sleep. Alright, let's see. What else do I need to do for my journey? Okay, we got... Where am I? I'm in Western. Is there anything Western that needs to get studied on? External... Western. Golf. Okay, full captain. I'll be great. Might as well go do this. Why not? Okay. Excellent. Guard. Long it's not gonna cook me hungry or anything. Oh, go there. There's somewhere around here. There's one here. Exactly. Not really that big. There we are. Found it. I can't believe it was right here by Alpha and I missed it. Oh. Alright. Now, let's see. Upper, those are the cards, level 20 stuff. Okay, we're gonna go there. Which one? Okay, upper. We're going to upper, and we're going to go over there and fly over and get, those last two done, hopefully. Might as well watch this, right? The graphics are undeniable. They did a great job with the graphics. That is not deniable. Phenomenal job on the graphics. That was terrible. I'm gonna hide and see myself feel real. Nearby. Such bad. Share my stream real quick to my happy hint, Discord and such real quick. Self-promotion. Oh nice. She's my friend's like, hi everyone. I don't know who that is, but hi. So nice. Here's another. I really don't hate it. I just can't help but love it. There are a few people that is like, you love them, you hate them. There's definitely someone who just loves. Yay, I feel bad, okay. Now it's me. Yeah, I'm fucking. Hug. Yeah, I know, it's my damn fault. I get it. Alright, well, here's my road. You know, I completed that road. That was ridiculous. It took so long just to get that commit, and then I couldn't do that. Okay. There's my rogues leveling, so. Yeah, I remember in the future. I remember. It's not like I intentionally had to, like, fuck. Intentionally, you know, I was trying to switch. Fight the bumblebees, switch classes. But then something else decided, no, I'm not picking a fight with you. I'm going to pick a fight with you while you're waiting to join this. Trying to get into the dungeon. I'm gonna do it. Because you're like, nah, you're the witch right now. I'm like, nah, no, run away. I'm not dealing with you. I just want to be in this dungeon. And then take it. So now I have to wait. At least, I don't have to wait too long now. Sorry, got 4. And a tank. Tank secure for being a tank. Yeah, I remember it. I don't want to just sit around and while streaming. This is the story right here. This is the one with the brother. Okay. Got a couple of them I need to do. So this is, I think, one of the 2. So we got this one. This one. Wait, hold on. Put you and yes. Woo! We're in. That was a lot quicker party. There goes light to full party. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's a hard dungeon. Hard. But we got this, folks. We got it. Let's do this. Okay, yep, 5 minutes. Oh, I don't want to fight them all. Oh, this is it. I'm just fighting. All these people were fighting one person. It was too hard. Probably going hard. Others, I can't get the others. I can't do anything. I'm stuck standing still. Why am I stuck standing still? About just making sure it goes down. Okay, ha 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 ha. Well, hello there. Hi, Owen. How was the surgery? How are you doing, Owen? How's that recovery going? Is that everything? You're hungry? Let me finish this boss and I will eat some food, okay? I'm still about just making sure he goes down, okay? Ha ha ha, okay. Alright, let's do that. Oh, you want peanut butter and jelly? Okay, I can make peanut butter and jelly. Ow, ow, don't want. Yes, good, thank you. Peanut butter and jelly. Okay, I can do peanut butter and jelly. Haha, so you're good. I'm trying to pass out a little bit too. Turns out constantly feeling the pain and the tendency to chronic insomnia. Are you singing the peanut butter and jelly song, Lindsay? Yeah. I'm doing okay, just pain and sleepy. Finally popping though. That's good. That is good. What? Did we kill him? I thought we were supposed to be judging us, not killing him. The heck? Yep. Pooping. Pooping, even? Is that what you meant? I'm not that good. GG? GG. Yeah, GG.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
make her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, the truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
I am so far. Okay. Yay! Woo! I'm flying the tree. Alright. I miss seeing. Have you been streaming DDC at night? You have. I'm sorry, I've been missing you. Lieutenant Kitty, you have returned? Dare I say how Remo received your visit? He's dead. I killed him. He challenged you to a test of arms. It is well, then you have some experience in such matters. The people of both Gridania and Little Soldiers will be relieved to hear the Lord of Leavenworth has accepted you as forest champion of peace. You have performed a momentous duty this day, Lieutenant Kitty. The elders received dear must be informed of you at once. Okay. The elder seer has wished to hear their experience firsthand. Pray, return to Gardenia and make direct to the Lotus Stand. The confer at Lopa's altar will respect you. Farewell, Lieutenant Kitty. Lieutenant Kitty! I like my name. I chose it just for that, because sometimes I have a tendency to call me Alley Cat or sometimes Kitty. So I chose it hoping to be called Kitty. And one time, one person referred to me as Madame Kitty. I like that. Madame Kitty. What's going on with my guild? What's going on? Conqueror, so onward to 30. Oh, 30. I'm alright with yeah, on right. There's several ways to get win, so. Okay. How long has this been going? 2.5 hours. It's been going 2.5 hours. Hey! There's a friend of mine. What up? Dang. What is this? It's a level 54. Level 54 bar. Okay, so she's a little bit higher than me. Private. Okay. You should work on leveling yourself up. I'm not lieutenant like me. I just need a private though. No, there's it. And I go, concert. Got too late to run all the way. Teleport me there. Welcome back, Honorable Scion. We who need of your mission have been most anxious to see your return. The Elder Seed Seer awaits you. Yes, let's go. Let's go. I played this all on my own time. It was kind of hard to do, streaming it and playing it. I play it so often. I could stream it for
You
hours.
are returned to
but I
us,
play
dear
it so
friend,
often.
and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
He challenged me to an arms.
Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Carteneau, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the Elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow Scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Yeah, somehow I'm like, I have sway with all of them. I had sway with the Elder, I had sway with
Lord Ramuh
Admiral.
has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Hey, Papolino. Thus ends another daunting mission. Alecat, I hope Lord Rumo could have persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can admire the artisticness in which you responded to that primal sudden challenge. It seems that Ranga, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Alecat? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stone and ponder the lessons of today? Yeah, what? Let's go. Let's go. A good friend of mine. Message being Discord. That's what I'm laughing about. Him and his girl, they're both members of the guild. And like, he made it through one another person, and she's like, like, what must he learn? Uh-oh. You're in trouble. Welcome back, Alecat. Word of your monstrous encounter of Lord Rumo precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but England's discovery must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of Lord Leven, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'ashtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'ashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
I'm in a class.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated."
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
That's educated.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called Immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection,
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldesion. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
The Lord of Levely is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramona's absence is most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crave, Core, and Levi. All have now been humbled by the bringer of light. The limitless potential of man, Hadlin's servant, grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masters survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Yet even as it introverts, the adder empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gift, forge the final key. And that is the task in which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds, which ever won't be quickened to Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and be their eager hands shall a new duty arise. That which has shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. God. Why does everything have to be God? The deity. Yeah, I'll probably do quick one. No, the matter of Ramon has, for the present, been put to rest. There's something I would show you, Alatat. It's a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzea Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless services to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogul, Mog, the Seventh, Leviathan, and now Ramon. Needless to say, there's only one among our numbers to have faced them all. And all these words of gratitude addressed to our order as a whole, I feel they were meant for you above all others. I, too, must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you've done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my calls to arms. You are a true hero, Alatat, and Eorzea is much safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on its own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribe. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all this, you deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. And there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe it in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the others who have won over to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but thinking of the allies with whom we are now blessed, of the Siths of Luthor, we wish not of conflict, of Almingas and the Domain, who stand with us, determined to halt the dreaded march of the Empire. And then there are many unsung innovators who gather here in reverent toll, honest men and women who seek to employ their skills for the good of all. Of course, we speak of our greatest allies. We must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Scions, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Accident. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. No! Alphanum, I take it troubles and I'll do no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent. The air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. This to report such that I stand before you now, and that to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from Elle. You recall the refugee girl, to whose parents were missing? They are found unharmed. She wishes to pass you her thanks to you. Why, Miss, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Alicat, you have been away from Rivertoll for some time now, I believe. Might it suggest that you put affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take the opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Dooming children recently inquires as to your whereabouts. Yongzhen was his name. I believe that he has some small matters he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Sure, why not? I have the time. I got time. Alrighty, y'all done, what's up? How you doing, buddy? It's the kid who asked all these questions. Look, it's Medallicat. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals and that they're some of the strongest enemies you can ever face. I wish they could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Domain Adventurers Guild to protect all of humanity. And do you think you could train us today, Miss Alicat? Maybe you could show us how you fight the primals. What's all the commotion then? Mr. Boulder, Mr. Consultant, did you know that Miss Alicat is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Alicat. My companions and I but recently become full members of the Scion. I believe proper inspections have yet to be made. Yep, they have not. I noticed you earlier. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Colsonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Domain's and the younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we're just asking Miss Alicat if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent, Mr. Drill, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordon it's still, even so slightly, too dangerous for you. I have a counter. What if I put a cross sword with Alagat? A demonstration of his skill at arms, if you will. Corey, if I didn't know any better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, perhaps I am. What matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Alagat? Would you consent to spar with me? Why not? Sure. I'll do it. Hooray! We're having a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try to not disappoint them. Have faith, for I shall summon every last bruise of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields of the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our battle. I'm having a duel. Why am I dueling? I don't care. I am dueling. Well, let's leave Reverend Pool. Leave Rise and Stone, sorry, to Reverend Pool. Mordon. So much. So it's good if you didn't agree to this, Alagat. I trust that you're ready to begin? Why not? Why not? Let's do this. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hori, are you saying you wish to fight her alone? This is Alagat you're facing. What better way to test my mettle? Pray, allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, for this adventurous legend that led me to join this triumph to begin with. Without Alagat's inspiring efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should the period of contest is ended too swiftly, I shall aid my forward to your blade work. Okay. Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you? Yada, who are all these people? I heard about your sparring match and I told everyone it was fine. Thought you could use a practice to you on. Yes, and this is still more to come. When I mentioned Alagat's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, our own populace seems by a sickly shadow in comparison. Your best claim victory, bringer of light, your burden reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall see. On your guard. Oh, great. I gotta fight this dumbass? Oh, okay. I'm gonna fight you. Why do I have to fight you? I don't like it. Let's pass. Tails. There's you, Justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It is not over yet. I can't be. I just have the right. I have the right of it. It's time I join the fray. On your feet, Hori. Oh, great. I'm not leaving until I can move. I have been a scion. No, I'm not making you move. What happened? I got this one. No. Oh, no, he looks hurt. You guys are so strong. If you can't keep up, Mr. Boulder, you can't disappoint the younglings. Okay. Sorry, I'm not going easy on you. It's my reputation. Is he dead? Did I kill him? Maybe I'm a little overboard. You have destiny. I yield. Gasp. That was incredible. She beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, Alika. None that can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they sent you to deal with the primals. As much work to do as ever attempted saying. Wow. Well, that was a bout. I'm impressed as always, Alicat. This is even a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. When judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the peril of the realm at bay. Guardians of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met was the memorial service of the Battle of Cartanuna? At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. There are problems abound, and yet the efforts I saw extend toward their solution was hazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzea a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaia and on the order he proposed to employ. The legislative, single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching to loyalty, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to his fate long ago, but such were too many. The nation too self-involved and unstable. It was you who convinced me that salvation of Eorzea was possible. It was you who taught me, though countless acts of bravery, that my grandsires sought to preserve was not the land, not its history, not any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, irritating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to defeat to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for the inextinguishable courage grew into a fevered wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants, in charting a course for the future. I reached it that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of guardian of Eorzea, and the champion these people will toil towards a better world. Of course, however, it is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of Astion is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue the discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stone. Of course I'll help you. That sounds like a very honorable goal. Alright, I think it's safe to end the stream here. I'll probably continue playing off stream, but, things are starting to get more active now, and it's safe to say that, I may want to watch other people's streams, so I'm gonna do that. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping in, everyone.